Hey, what's up, guys? This is Evan, aka Blizzard25. So this is my brief tutorial on how to install paddle shifters on a base Lancer. So I got these actually in today, and I was estimating it would take a little bit longer than it did, but in all actuality, this is pretty much the simplest mod that I've done so far. It took about 20 minutes of install time. And I'm in a parking lot right now and people are staring at me like I'm crazy. So I'm just going to go over briefly what you need to do in order to install these. This is, if you have the tools sitting with you, this is incredibly easy. So first, as you can see, my back covers are already off. And that's because the lower cover that was supposed to come in today is on back order, and I just found that out. So thanks Mitsubishi parts for that, but I can't install it yet, or I can't put the cover back on yet, but that's fine. I still have the shifters. It's not a huge issue. Just wait for it. So that part's going to be a little bit vague, but we'll work with it. So this is actually my cover, and by the way, my car is kind of hairy right now, or furry, because my dog was in here about 20 minutes ago, and she's a husky, and you know how huskies are. But so here's my cover. So that's going to be under there, right about there. And so there's just two screws on the bottom. I'm going to take that out now. There's two screws that'll be somewhere under here. They're just Phillips head screws. It's going to be about that size. I don't know if you can tell that. So you take those out. Some people, I think Fast Car 123 has said that they're reverse threaded. That might be the case for your car. For my car, it wasn't the case whatsoever. I spent a lot of time trying to unscrew them in the reverse threaded direction, but as soon as I was just like, let me try to do this the other way, see what happens, and it came out pretty easily. So if you're having trouble with it, you're probably doing it the wrong way. So just give it a little test out. So once you do that, you're going to want to look to see if you have, see if I can find it. Where are you? This plug right here. So what that's going to do is determine if you can even do this without special wiring. So if you have that, great, proceed. If you don't, well, then ask somebody, because I have no idea. So I had that though, so that's good. Now that you have that off, the next thing that you want to do is you want to disable the airbag, because you don't want it to go boom in your face. So in order to do that, there's going to be, I already took this cover off too for you, but there's going to be this plastic cover, and it's going to be right about there. See that yellow thing? That is your airbag plug. I'm not sure exactly what the technical name for it is, but first things first, you're going to want to unplug that. So, see if I can do this. I'm using a cell phone as my camera, so. Alright, so now our airbag is unplugged. You just want to pull this thing back. There's a little thing right here, you just pull it back. To put it back on, you just push it back up, you don't need to pull it back. And so once that's off, now we can take the airbag out. So now that we have this, there are two little Torx T30 screws right there. Oh hey, that's better than I thought it would be. So these are star screws, or star, I'm not sure exactly what you call them, Torx. Anyway, so you're going to want T30, which I actually have this guy, this fancy little thing. And for me, that's that one. You can use a ratchet, which works a little bit better. I couldn't find my T30 connector, so I ended up just using this. It worked out just fine. When you first take these off, they are a total bitch to get off. I mean, you got to crank on them. So don't be surprised if you feel like it's slip really hard because you're using a lot of force and you think you've broken it, but in all actuality you haven't. So I'm going to take these off now. This is going to be kind of hard with a cell phone. You can fast forward through this if you really don't want me to do this. 2 seconds. Alright, I just had to put it in. So, we're going to take these out now. So, since I've already done it, it's not actually that hard. Now, you're not going to take the entire screw out completely. Like, once you unscrew it to where it's, it's out, it'll just stay in there. And you should be good to just leave it in there, because if you take it out, it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to get back in. I figured that out the hard way. But you'll know if it's out if you can do that with your finger. So it's out. So let me put the phone down one more time, and I'm going to put the other thing in. Alright, sorry about that. I kind of just went ahead and did it by myself without the phone. It was actually too hard with one hand. Alright, so now this side's unscrewed, this side's unscrewed. So we're just gonna pop out the airbag. You're not gonna be able to take it out completely because you've only taken out the airbag plug. So now what you want to do is you also want to take out the horn plug. The horn plug is this little, can you even see it? This little black, so this little metal clip and then this little black thing right here. And so that's the horn plug. And so I'm just going to pop that out. So as you can see, this little thing is now popped out. All you have to do is depress this little thing right here on the back, and it'll just slide right out. Pretty easy. So there's your airbag and your horn. Actually, while it's out, I might paint the logo on it orange, since everything else in my car is orange and blue. Alright, so now that's out, here's what your inside of your steering wheel looks like. So you got a 17mm nut right here. And this nut, it's pretty tight, but it's not impossible to get off. Just take a ratchet and take it off. I'm not actually going to right now, because I can't find my connector for my 17mm nut, or my extender. So, I don't know, it'll show up somewhere, but anyway. So, before you take that off, there's sun glaring on it right now, but there's this little gray clip right here, in this black box. That's part of the clock spring. You just want to take that, pop that clip out. So now you've unclipped everything you need to. There's no more plugs you need to unclip. So you're going to want to undo this. And when I did this today, I rented a steering wheel extractor, and it turns out that's complete overkill. It makes it a lot easier, but it's not even that hard to begin with. All you need to do, I'll see if you can see this, is once you unbolt it, there's two ways you can do this. Put the bolt back on a quarter screw, and then just wiggle and jiggle the thing, like just wiggle it until it pops out. It will pop out really easily, unless it's just my car that was easy to pop out, but anyway. So, or you can unbolt it completely, take your knees, put them right here, and then do the same thing, just wiggle and jiggle it out, and it'll come right out. Okay, cool. So now your steering wheel will be off. I might come back and actually take it off for you guys to see, but this is what it is right now. Sorry about that. So there will be a black clock spring under here. So this box, and then you can see it's going to have some markings on the back of it. So I can't even tell if I'm looking at it right. But there will be two little arrows on the edge of these discs, and they should align with each other. What you want to do is not take it off. I don't know, I think somebody on Club CJ had said that you need to take your clock spring off. And that's just, it's totally incorrect. The paddle shifters just slide right over it. You don't need to touch your clock spring. If you really wanted to, fine, go for it, but that's just an extra thing you might end up fucking up. So, what you don't want to do also, though, is it'll still twirl around while it's on the clock spring frame. Just don't be a 5-year-old and start playing with it. Just leave it alone. It's there, it's where it needs to be. Just leave it alone. So, all you need to do is then, these paddle shifters, where are they? Oh, here they are. So these will just slide right over the clock spring. And Mitsubishi actually just made this really convenient to mod, because you need 2 self-tapping screws that go right here. Now when I say self-tapping, I don't mean you're drilling into something that doesn't already have pilot holes. There's actually 2 pilot holes. And in case you don't know what a self-tapping screw looks like, so this is what a self-tapping screw looks like. It's got a little wedge at the end. And the kind of screw that you want is a size 10 by 3/4 inch self-tapping screw. So those will go right here. See where the little nut is? I got the hex head. You can get whatever you want. Oh, there they are. That's a better view. I got the hex head, so they just went in really easily. Once you have those in, the second place you want to put is you want to get an M6 bolt. And again, it's not like you need to drill or anything. These little area right here, it's already set up for the M6 bolt. So all you need to do is put it in. And I got a 20mm bolt. I'm not sure if there's a better length, but that worked out just fine for me. And there's the other one. So now your paddle shifters are on. And that's that. I might do another kind of retake when I take the steering wheel off, because I did mess up the clock spring just a little bit, and you can see right now this is straight ahead for me. It's a little bit off, so I need to adjust that, but do your best, and yeah, so hopefully that'll help somebody.